All right, hey guys, welcome back to my garage. Slight Project White Fang, now new silver 2011. And what we're doing today is I finally got all the parts in to do the suspension on the 2011. But I'm a little curious on the parts that I take off against the weight of the new parts I put on, because I'm adding some brackets, but I want to see if the old panhard bar and the old stuff, the weight difference. I measured all the new stuff right there in the crate with the new panhard bar, all my shocks, the control arms, the relocation bracket, and all hardware included with upper control arm on the scale. Came out to 61.4 pounds. So now, as you can see, we got the car on the lift. I got all the wheels removed. This is the first thing you want to do when you're doing all the suspension, because we want to have access to the strut bolts, the sway bar linkage, and we want to just be able to get everything out of our way. It's nice to have a lift so we can go around and just get everything at an operable height. Next, in the rear, we want to take off the e-brake, pull the clamp, access. We got to drop down the sway bar to get access to the control arm, take out the spring. We'll change bump stops, and we'll just do that route. But what I'm hoping for is once we get this car settled, I'll be able to really feel a difference. Right now, when I take off hard in first and second gear, the wheel hop's pretty apparent. So we're trying to minimize that or totally eliminate that if we can, so that the car responds and does what we want it to do when we accelerate, brake, and turn. There's a ton of videos on the web on how to do the control arms, upper, lower, spring, so we don't need to go into full detail, but there are a few things that we can do, like getting the car set up, getting it fully ready so that when you go to do it and have access to everything, it's a simpler process. So what I want to do now is I'm going to hit stop. I'm going to take care of all this parts, exchange them out, and then I want to weigh them and see the difference on each set and see if I'm adding weight or subtracting weight from the car. But if I'm adding a little bit, it's okay, because the benefit will obviously be eliminating or a far less wheel hop and more predictability for the suspension. So I'll catch back up with you when we got it done, when we get it down. So we get rid of that 4x4 look and we get rid of the wheel hop, and we'll see how the car starts performing. Until then, we'll see you in about a few hours. All right, so we got the 2011 back on the ground. As you can see, it's now lowered down. Looks much better. I knocked that out on Saturday, did some fine adjustments on Sunday, which is today, late at night. But the overall stance just looks much better. The control arms are a little noisy. I don't want you to think that putting those on are going to be very NVH friendly, because they're not. Sorry, the light's going down, but definitely think it looks much better now to just be wheel time. There's the green one, there's my wife, and then I got that in because Project White Fang's gonna go in, and I'm gonna get the windshield and everything sent off so I can get this thing running and driving and see what it does. But yeah, that's it for now. Cleaning up the garage, looking much better. So we did a complete suspension on the 2011, meaning except for shots and struts, I didn't do that. I'm going to ride this for a week, see how it is, let the springs settle in, let things do their thing, see how I like it, see if there's any changes need to be made. I ran into an issue with the J&M relocation brackets, but I called them. Unfortunately, it was too late. They were not there. I hope to talk to them tomorrow, answer a couple of questions, and then if it's what I think it is, I'll show that on a video and we'll go over that. So if anyone else runs into that problem with the J&M relocation brackets for the S197, you'll have at least an answer for your question. Aside from that, I do have some pretty hardcore control arms on there. They're the spherical bearings. They're not rubber at all. So they were a little creaky going just down the road and back. I haven't driven it much. I'm still waiting on my shifter ball for my Barton short throw shifter. I don't think they're going to send it to me, and it arrived without one, which kind of sucks because I put it on and I didn't want to send it back. So, you know, it's $35-40 on my end, which is not smart. Don't do it. It just sucks. What else? I want to knock out Project White Fang now that I got my daily driver covered. The green Mustang's about to go to my daughter, and I don't know what to do with the GT350 yet. I don't even have it on insurance. It's just sitting there. I don't know what to do. And I'm sure the thing's going to be an arm and a leg, and I'm a little weary. But I'm selling a bunch of parts too. I'm selling the other two test kit blocks. I'm selling Cobra manifold. I'm selling a bunch of stuff just to make room and get this car functional, driving around, see what I think of it, and if I like it, if I don't, sell it, whatever. I'm getting too many cars, way too many. I want to answer your question too earlier in the video. I weighed the box of stuff. Now I don't know what this weighs by itself, but the first set of parts that I took and put on the car was 64 pounds. These were 57. So these actually are a little lighter than the components that went on the 2011. But the drive shaft, that stock drive shaft is heavy as hell. And I know the full aluminum one is much lighter. So overall, I'm saving some weight. But I'll tell you, getting on it for the couple of times, again, I went and drove it only about 7-8 minutes. Getting on it was no wheel hop whatsoever. Now, I did not have traction control taken off, and it seemed to have a little surge. I don't know if you guys experienced this on these S197s, but as I was full throttle, it just felt, especially when I was getting on it, like it was, I don't know, trying to throttle back, or it was a weird sensation. I'll drive it a couple more times and just see if that's with the traction control on or off. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I'm just talking. But otherwise, so far, so good. The short throw shifter is easy. It's a little notchy right now. I heard within time they'll break in. I haven't driven this much. I've probably only put 80 miles on the car so far since I've owned it for 2 weeks. So I still drive my truck most days because I just go to work. I work 10, 11-hour days at my gym. And we're getting ready to open up a huge gym, which leaves me no more time again. So, trying to get Project White Fang going before the other gym gets open. But that's it. Got to get the rear window in, get it all put back together. Engine is in. I need to take back out this dash and set it in correctly. But the PAT system won't let it fire over. And yeah, we got to get this thing settled. Anyway, I'm approaching this 5.6. Again, I got my little cheat. Sorry, that was terrible. But that's that right there. I try to make it look colorful. I still got to mount that Moroso oil pan, catch can, oil pan. It does have a Moroso oil pan on here though. And then I need to take it down and have someone tune it and get it dynoed and just see how this car drives. Again, it's all manual. There's no power steering. There's no power brakes. Manual windows. So this does have the 04 Cobra rear end in it. Aluminum drive shaft. Cobra brakes. I had some American Muscle wheels put on. So it's almost there, and we'll see how this bad boy drives and see what I think of it. It might be a fun little car. So until then, that is that. The 11's kind of done for a little bit. I'm just waiting on a shift ball, and that's it. I'll just drive that for a while. I just couldn't stand the 4x4 look and the wheel hop, so I don't know if I'll have to change the shocks and struts. They may not last with this lowered spring, and then the Ford Racing K series, I think. 1.5 inch all the way around. It seemed to level the car out a little bit, which I like. I don't like the muscle car look. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. It's Sunday night, 2 days before Halloween. I'll load this up tomorrow, and yeah, everyone have a wonderful Halloween, and hopefully next weekend I'll have this back window in, or it will be going in, and I'll get this car ready to drop off at the tuners and see if we can't get this thing fired up and running. Until then, thanks guys. Bye.